Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are back on Olympus on the Ironmine. And yeah, so some exciting things are happening actually. There's a lot of conversation about moving onto other servers, or other maps, sorry. So the idea is that we're going to be exploring some new maps, whilst at the same time kind of keeping this one going. So we'll be clustering it in a new server, a new map. The first one is going to be Crystal Isles, which is cool because I've never tried that. So yeah, I'm just trying to I'm back here trying to get some of my kind of outstanding projects done. Not with the idea that I never will build here anymore, because I think I probably still will. But just with the idea that I want to have a bit more of a sort of completion to this base. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're actually going to be doing a couple of building projects. I'm just trying to remember what I'm supposed to be doing. I've just completely gone blank. So I just flew over to that platform to do something, and then remembered I needed to come back over here to get something, and then, you know, that thing where you just can't remember what you even started. You go into a room and you can't remember what you were doing in there. So I'm having one of those senile moments. Yeah, maybe it'll come to me in a minute. But yeah, just in terms of kind of what projects and what things I want to get done, is I want to build this this aviary properly, because that's always been a plan, and that tree platform over there is a bit rubbish. That is actually a tree that I've dropped. It's one of the eco trees, as you can see, and that one isn't. That one and that one are. And you can tell that because they don't move. Look at the real ones; they move around like that. So that's the one that I've got my treehouse on. And my plan has always been to build proper aviary in there, and I have an idea of how I'm going to do that. We also still need to finish the walls, which is kind of embarrassing, but so we've got this wall out here, which is much more complete than this one over here. This one over here has got kind of nothing, so that outer wall is to be completed as well, just so I can leave the base for a bit more of an extended amount of time, and not worry about things kind of busting in here and whatever. So yeah, I am gathering up resources. I'm hoping I'm going to remember what it was I was coming over here for. So let me gather some bits together, guys, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so I think we're all set to go here. We have crafted up, well, not in there, a bunch of stuff. We've got some stone railings crafting as well. So yeah, I've got 50 walls on me, 20 stone ceilings, some pillars, a couple of dynamic gates. And obviously I can pull all this stuff from the crafting station. So let's just turn my HUD on because it's easier. Just make sure I've got my I'm going to do demo tool, demo gun. Come and go. Okay. So just get that on my hotbar. So first things first, we need to get rid of these existing gates. Sort of not too bothered about keeping them, so I might just do that and then demo the rest. Oh, did not mean to do that. Excuse me, Ben. Let's get back into third person. That'll be easier. I just noticed I've got a barrel sticking through the wall there as well. I think that'll be fine. I think we'll probably be able to cover that up in a minute. So I'm now a bit heavy. So let's just throw a few more walls down for a minute. So I know the gate. I sort of decided a while ago that the gate was going to be sort of in the centre here. So I can block all this out. So let's just go ahead and put those down. and we're going to double wall this. I'm going to double skin this, so I want this as well. So it's not going to be anything too dramatic as a wall. This is how I tend to do mine actually. I tend to like the sort of double skinned way of doing things. Mostly just because it obviously then gives you somewhere you can walk on and stuff, and yeah, it just gives you more options, I think, and it looks cool. So that's giving me a little bit of mobility. Let's do this as well, just so we get an idea of where that edge is. So I'm going to get on my nerves bear in a minute. I know you're just trying to do your job. So let's have a look at the gate. So what do we want with the gate? I think we definitely want wood and stone anyway. So how would that width be? So I could be specific with this and try and line it up, but I think I'm just going to eyeball it in. Get out of my way, bear. I think we'll go with that. So if you've not used these before, they're pretty simple to use, to be honest. They give you this kind of holding thing, and you have to add the materials to it. It's a little bit annoying that it doesn't let you pull or anything, so you have to have the materials on you. So that's not anywhere near straight, is it? So we will let it and pick that back up. Also to note there, yeah, I don't think I did. So you don't get the resources back if you screw up with that, which is kind of annoying. So what I want is actually in the middle. Let's go G. Maybe I only want it too wide actually. And then we'll go F to make it taller. Just back up a bit so I can see it. I think maybe I'll just go too wide. And then we need to switch it to stone. Yeah, I think that'll do, to be honest. As I say, I'm not too... Oh no, that is going to be a problem, isn't it? Because I don't want it kind of clipping into the surrounding, if you see what I mean. So I think we'll actually probably do something with this gap as well. We won't bring it right down like that. So let's pick that back up again. And what we'll do, which will make it probably just to make it easier, is bring... That's so heavy. Oh, I've got wood on me now. Is bring both sides down, because I think that'll just kind of make the picture clearer for me. So I mean, I don't see why I'm that heavy, to be honest. I mean, I've got 900 weight, which is pretty crazy. I suppose I've got a reasonable amount of force on me. But yeah, so we don't need it. We don't need this to be a massive gate, because I don't have any Rexes or anything. So it's going to be a pretty small opening. Let's see what's across the top there. So, what I don't want is the gate itself, the actual inner gate part, to clip into this wall. So let's do G, and let's do that, and let's do that. I don't mind the top clipping in a bit. Well, actually, maybe that's alright. This bear is desperately trying to get in on the action. Does that clip? Yeah, so that's too much. I don't need that much. So I think we'll just go too high. And we might even actually just leave that gap and do something up there. Not too critical about it being kind of straight and stuff. I think I'm okay with it being... Yeah, that's fine. I'm not too critical about it being kind of exacting. Right, so 120. So that's the deposit we've got in that. So we just need 120 stone, which is easy. Just do that. This is definitely probably an overly complicated way of doing it. I'm not doing it like that. Let's just use my inventory. Stone. Yes, I'm not sure how much of this we'll get through today. I think we'll probably get through at least the gate anyway. At least the this wall, sorry. So that's that one done. No, don't want to do that. That way. And then the wooden gate. And this one needs thatch and fibre, so it's done. So that's cool. So just to give this, obviously at the moment this is pretty boring. What I will just do is fill those out. And I'm going to give it some decoration, give it some extra textures and stuff, just things that I usually do on my walls. I'm not sure what to do in this corner here. I feel like this is a bit of a waste of space. Not sure. I think we'll leave that open for now. I'm supposed to be trying to wrap things up though in this base, not find new projects. So maybe I shouldn't be I shouldn't be thinking about what I could use that area for. It just feels like it's a little bit of a waste of space. I think what I'm going to do is just do that. That's obviously going to be closed in. And that. Yeah, I feel better about that. So we'll go down here. No. We'll go ceilings. So I don't very often bring you along actually when I'm building, but it's probably what you're going to see why, because I'm not quick at it by any means. You would think after all this time, and I've got, you know, some of the guys on the server have got like 7,000 hours. I've got 2,000 something, I think. So I've done a reasonable amount, I guess. But it's funny because I like to think that, you know, I've spent not as much time, definitely not as much time playing as a lot of the other guys, but I suspect I probably have spent quite a large proportion of that building. Because I have never been one that particularly has gone in for the... I haven't done any of the boss fights, I've never unlocked any of the tech stuff. There's a whole load of content that I really haven't done on this game. I think what that needs there is one of those CKF pillars, support things, but we'll come to that. Yeah, so yeah, I really haven't done, there's lots and lots of content on this that I haven't done, which is kind of, I always find it kind of interesting to think that, Joe, of those 2,000 hours, I've barely played Scorched Earth, I've barely played, in fact I haven't played Aberration at all. I'm interested to see what Extinction brings, but it's not really the be all and end all for me. And I mean, none of the DLCs ever are. I think what really appeals to me about what I love so much about Ark is it's just that freedom of creativity that it gives me that you don't really find in many games. And yeah, and like stuff like the Olympics that we did the other day, the Olympus Olympics that we did was probably last week now. You don't need DLC for that. So you just need an imagination. You just need an idea. Just trying to get another ceiling in there, but it's not going to snap at the moment. So yeah, just things like that. Just adding these pillars just gives it an extra texture, makes it a bit more interesting than your standard kind of wall. It also just makes it look a bit more. Actually, it makes it a little bit more robust. So I need to get a pillar up there. Don't want to do it all the way across. Don't want to do it in that corner. I think I do. Yeah, so it was interesting. I was thinking about this the other day, about how what it is that games, sort of what it is about games that kind of appeal to me, and what it is about this that's appealed to me so much. And it's really difficult to put my finger on it. I do think it is just the sandbox thing is obviously is a big thing for me, because it gives you that opportunity, as I say, to find your own creative direction and things, and come up with your own ideas. Let's get some more pillars going in here. So yeah, I'm always on the lookout for more games that do that, and those games that I will bring those games to the channel. I have played probably the best one that I've come to, in comparison to sort of the enthusiasm that I had for building in it. Sort of comparing any game to Ark is always difficult, but it was actually I played Space Engineers for quite a long time. And I know actually quite a few guys on the server have played Space Engineers, and I haven't played it for quite a long time, and it's always been a game that I thought was very ambitious, and they were doing a lot of really interesting things, but apparently they've made a bit of a mess of that of recent. I've heard recently that they have done some bad things to it, which would be a real shame because I absolutely loved that game. I think I'll probably leave. I've got to decide whether I want to add more to that. I might just leave that wall there. So let's have a look at this side. We've obviously got to do some more filling in. This side's going to need some more texture as well. So I'll probably do a bit more on this, guys. I'm just conscious I don't want to make this video too long. Do let me know if you kind of like this idea of coming along with me as I build, or if you prefer what I've been doing generally, which is kind of cutting away and building. I think I always just feel like it would be a bit boring to watch, but because I'm a bit slow. But maybe you're interested to see the sort of thought process and stuff, because I don't tend to include you in that. But yeah, do let me know if you think that's going to be interesting. But I think just for now, till I've probably got that sort of positive affirmation from you all, I think I probably will cut away and come back when I've done some more stuff. It's just things like this, Joe. Everybody has their moments with Ark where it's, if you've played it long enough, you'll know that Ark can be one that really tests your patience, and that's why actually there's quite a few people that are like me, slightly of an older generation, playing this game, because you need, Joe, look at this. I mean, you need this. You need a certain degree of patience to be able to just keep on plodding on with this game in the face of a pillar that will not cooperate. Let's just make sure we've got coin snaps. No, it shouldn't make any difference because it's got to attach to that ceiling, to that pillar. But yeah, this is the sort of thing I mean. Like, who wants to? I mean, I don't really want to be doing this, let alone. I can't imagine the fun of watching a video of someone trying to do it. So I will get away, guys, and I'll bring you back when I've done some more. Alright, back in a sec. Okay, so progress has been made. Oh, and right on cue, I'm hungry. I actually accidentally whistled and brought some of my birds down here. Let's just get rid of this actually, because it's always annoying to have in the background. An Ascendant Lance, who wouldn't want that? So yeah, so I think it's kind of getting there. I mean, I just as I said, it's nothing particularly overly complicated. It's quite simple. I just brought this kind of little slate wall section down, or slate roof section. Are you going to be too heavy for me to move out of the way? No. And then I've put the railing along the top. Just show you from the inside. Get a bit more food in us. So I'm going to do something with this corner here. I think what I'm going to do is use one of those pieces up there, that CK scaffolding, just to make that look like it's supported. And then I'm going to bring a stairway up. Just noticed that there's a bit obviously killed. So I'm going to bring a stairway up there. He's not supposed to be there, but never mind. You can stay there for now. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you something as well, just as a little. This is pretty obvious to most people, but if you didn't realise this, then this might help you out on some building stuff. But so a lot of the times, when I was putting these railings down, for example, you'll notice that. So I want them all to be level, obviously. So if I put the first one down, let's see how far it'll let me go before it starts trying to mess with me. We're going to have to do something funky there because it's going to have a gap there. So if you notice, that one's immediately placed higher, and that one's placed in higher, but it's showing me it's now that we're going lower again. So an important thing to know when you're doing any sort of building in Ark, and as I say, if you know this is pretty obvious, but if you don't, it's kind of useful, is to work out what it is actually the game is doing, where that's snapping to. So you can see that there's a height difference between that, and the reason that is because this one hasn't snapped to the ceiling, it's snapped to the wall below. This one, on the other hand, has snapped to the ceiling. So if I remove, so if I want them, so I know that I snapped all of these to the ceilings. So you could spend your time tabbing between the hit point, the snap markers by pressing Q and E, like I just did there. But it often will just jump you back up to where you don't want to be. So the easiest way to do it is actually just to remove the options from the game for it. And the way you do that is by removing the thing that it can snap to. So I want to bring this. So this would be really painful for me to go all the way through and make sure they were all snapping in the right place. And I know that they won't all snap in the right place. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that one back in for a second. So now I've removed those. There isn't, if I press Q and E, so the only other option is for it to snap below. It can only snap on the wall. It can't snap to the ceiling because I've taken the ceiling out. So if I just continue to do that, and what you would find is if you were playing with structural support off, if you remove one that's obviously sat on the ceiling, then that one will demolish. But in my case here, all I'm having to do is remove the one that's in the wrong snap, or remove the ceilings, and then place those back once I've got my piece snapped in the right place. So yeah, I mean it's a really common thing. These weren't those, were they? These were triangles. It's a really common way. It's one of those things that, I know I said I'm slow at building, but if you don't know those little tips, those little tricks for getting around the the crazy way that art behaves sometimes, then you will struggle to build anything that's kind of complicated, because when you get, the more snap points you get, so let me just let me place it, yeah. The more snap points that you get, the more of that kind of jumping around you do, that you get, that jumping between snap points. So what I often end up doing, it's going to sound a little bit crazy, but I often end up kind of almost half deconstructing a structure sometimes, in order to get to the point where I know that I'm limiting the snaps to only the ones I want it to snap to. And generally you just find, or I find anyway, that it's easier to do that than to go through the pain of having to have it jump backwards and forwards between snap points. Right, so that was just a little quick interlude. What we're going to do here is we're going to bring this wall down a little bit. And I think we're gonna do a stairway there. And what I kind of like doing at the moment with the stairways is to use a combination of the actual stairs and the ramps. And I've done that in a few places on this build. Let's say 4 of those. So I'm going to want to get the turn. I'm going to want to get the turn up there straight away. This can be a bit fiddly. I have to say the S Plus stairs, even though they are, so actually we might take that out, see if we can do the turn straight off of this. Yeah, even though they are a lot kind of a lot more flexible in terms of the fact that they don't force you to have a double height. They only single story, they only descend a single story at a time, whereas the vanilla does a double story, and then you're kind of forced into the structures. So there we go. So it snapped there because I had that wall there, I think. So I should just check this. Got the right thing, or did I make? Not sure if I made ramps or not there. Let's just check that. Yeah, I did. So all I need to do here is, and this is again is the beauty of having the no structural support turned on. It's just to get a sloped roof. And this is, for me, this is. A lot of the guys on the server say this, but this is the way that the game should be. I've made them all one. I always make them all one. So I don't feel like I'm doing anything that's sort of cheaty in doing this. But and the other thing is as well is that anyone that's kind of, I guess anyone that kind of takes pride in what they're building isn't going to want to make it look like it's not supported anyway. For me, is this going to work? Do we want that to come straight down? I think we'll go. It's a really awkward little bit of landscape to get up this, so this is a little bit fiddly. So I'll go up to here. Get up one more. Yeah, they have weird. That's all of that was the stairs I was hitting. That's the stairs for some reason that I'm still hitting. Am I up? Trouble is that I'm hitting the rail of the stairs there. So I can now switch these to stairs. So do we want to go one more ramp down? I think we'll go one more ramp down, and then we'll use the stairs again. Make another set of stairs for this. One of those. And it may or may not let me snap this at the bottom. If it doesn't, I need to do some fiddling around. All my dinos are in the way today. All of them, literally. Can you come over here? That would be great. Just over here would be fine. Oh, an egg. I don't need those, I've got millions of them. Right, so what we need to get is the right snap point for that, and then that should now, in theory, allow me to snap it to this side of that. It's going to let me have that as a snap point option. I'm pretty sure at some point the snap point, this tabbing through the snap points was better. I feel like it doesn't give you all the options anymore. Is this we want this, or maybe we want it up there? Yeah, do you know what? I'm not going to put it there, I'm going to put it up one. I'll put it up here. So I want to put it there. Is it not letting me snap that there? It should be letting me snap it to that. That's not right, is it? No. I will get this right, guys. Stick with me for a second. Persistence is key in this game, is always the way. So we might do what I just said about doing. Let's just remove the options from it and force it. It should be able to do this. I don't know why it's not letting me do this. Oh. I think that's it. Nope. I don't want you to snap into the wall, I want you to snap the other way again. I've done that before where I've used it. It's one of the quite cool things about doing this double skinned wall, is that you can actually use that as where you get your stairs to go up and down. But it tends to work better with bigger stairs than what I've got here. So why is this not snapping? There's going to be some really simple solution as to why it's not doing what I want it to do. Yeah, so I think I've done some pretty crazy things in Ark, build wise, but I still sometimes feel like I'm a bit of a novice at times. And it does tend to be, a lot of the time, it's sort of trial and error. I mean, when I built the woodland kitchen up the top there, if you haven't seen that episode, go and check it out. It's the first episode. It's the first actually episode I ever recorded on YouTube, so it wasn't that long ago. It was only a few months ago. But yeah, a lot of that build was just kind of learning and trial and error. It does want to give it to me. I can see it wants to give it to me. The trouble with these stairs sometimes is it's like, see, that's going in there. I don't want it to go in there. It's the wrong. That's not going to work, is it, at all? So I might be a bit stumped on this. Let's just try something random like that. No. Should be able to do this. I'm sure I've done this before. So it's coming down. I just want it to snap down there. Off of that ceiling edge. Okay, so what we might try is try taking the stair, that ramp back out. Just having this come up. Really? You're not even going to let me do that? See, that's what I want, but it's madness. That was not the snap. So this is why I edit the videos, guys, to be honest, because this sort of crazy. And when you're trying to do, as I said, when you're trying to do strange things with snap points, which I'm not here, I mean, this is pretty standard, to be honest. This is not all that complicated, but it does not want to have it. Okay, let's try another ceiling here. Let's give it a snap point here. Pick up that one. That might be the answer. That's the answer. Okay, we got there in the end, guys. To say, if I wasn't recording, I may well have worked that out quicker, but it is a bit. I'm a man, so it's multitasking. The challenges of multitasking. So I needed that wall, didn't I? Yeah. Just put that back in a second. I'm going to need the wall and I'm going to need the ceiling to attach the wall to. So let's do that. See, all of this actually, if you had structures support turned on, you'd get stuck because you wouldn't be able to do what I'm about to do. I'm going to take that out. You wouldn't be able to take that out. And actually I could have this completely floating if I wanted to. So there's our, let's take those out as well. Pick up that. Pick up that. Pick up that. So there it is. There's our staircase. Let's just check we can actually use it, probably a good idea. Oh, the bear's getting in the way. Excuse me, bear. Just, yeah, don't mind me, I'm your owner. I'm the one that feeds you, just walk right through me, why don't you? So there we go. Up we go onto the wall. And then obviously this leads back through into the tower and stuff. There's the brewery, and up into the tower. So I think that's quite cool. That's good timing, just as it rains, we're about to end the episode. So that is the wall, guys. I'll probably do some more decoration and stuff on it, just to give it a bit more, some lights and things. I'll probably do a bit more just to support that, so I'll show that to you at the end of, or the beginning of the next episode. But yeah, so do let me know, guys, what you think. In terms of just the video style, whether you want me to show you these kind of builds like this and slightly slower and step by step, or in the shorter videos that I tend to kind of edit down. I mean, if I was editing this, it probably would only have been about, I don't know, if I'd cut away, it probably would only have been about 6 or 7 minutes, I guess. But I'm guessing we're probably nearer the 30 minutes right now. Alright guys, so yeah, I'm going to shelter from the rain. Just to say, yeah, I shall catch you on the next one. My little under stair spot. I just noted how different my greens are actually on my ghillie suit here. Alright, yeah, so my name's Toves. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, then give us a like, it really helps me out. And sub if you haven't, that's really also really helpful. And yeah, I shall catch you on the next one, guys. Take it easy.